read through it.
Ernest, we were talking a few minutes ago, NAU's they've got some impressive numbers, but they don't have the right one. They don't have the end one, and they don't come out. I mean, they go down and put the ball on the ground twice, and your young kid comes up that I'm sure they'd like to have the numbers that go with that, but, and like I said, the defense made plays today when it happened. I mean, as much as things worked from an all-around standpoint, I think your defense today made some plays, and maybe it is that take that chance and see what happens. I think today was obvious that the defense.
Yeah, I mean, for me, when the main number is the score, and those guys, the 18 points, and then their offense is predicated around number 8 and number 3. That's what they want to do. They want to get those guys the ball, and so.
Can you anticipate those little flare screens at the side a lot?
You know what? Yeah, but that's not what they want to do. And we got to tackle better. I mean, for them to just completely go away, and at the end of the game, you look at the stat sheet, and for Emmanuel to have 58 yards, period. I don't know when's the last time we've had only 58 yards in a game, type of deal. And so then you got Elijah Parks. That kid he's pretty dang good as well. So, our defensive staff put a plan together this week to take those guys out of the game and make them do what they don't want to do, which is have to run the ball and have to dink and dunk you down the field. But they're used to throwing jump balls, to those guys, especially down in the red zone. And we let a couple get away from us down there, but we didn't want to let them just throw the ball up. And Coach Gordon, he's the coach, we're going to ice them like we do on a punt return. We're just going to put 2 people out there and then dare them to throw the ball to them. And then we came up with some timely turnovers down there, man. I mean, it's one thing to bend, but you make turnovers, you get them down there. That's what you're looking for, So I thought our kids they stood up when they had to, and they made some plays that we needed today.
They ran 87 offensive plays. So let's go back to the point you said, hold that team to 18 points on 87 offensive plays.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving them some chunks, but not giving them the chunk they wanted.
Right, and that's the thing, man. I didn't feel, at all today like we were giving up chunk yards. I mean, you look at it and like, wow, they had that many yards. But what they didn't do is what they want to do, which is get chunk yards down the field, throwing the ball over the top, throwing the ball down the field. And we worked on it. We almost worked it to the nth degree this week, the last 2 weeks of throwing jump balls in practice and making our guys go up and challenge. I mean, we got a kid that's 6'7" out there. We had him jumping up there. We had another one that has great ball skills going up after balls, and we had them two on the field the whole time, and we were just throwing it up to them sometimes and making our guys go up and challenge them. And it was kind of interesting to see that they go away. They went away from that. So again, it was we got to tackle better. And I will say that on the screenplays. And like Juice said, Marshawn said, he says, I took a chance and went through my body in there at the guy, and they got to stop doing that. That's how you get shoulders hurt. You got to go wrap up when you make tackles. That's how you get guys on the ground. So there are some things we got to work on. I know John is really pissed off right now, if I can say that on the radio. But like I told John, I said, hey, man, it wasn't going today, but the defense held up their side of it, and we won 55-52 a few games ago. We won 21-18 this way. So it's got to be both ways. And so, but I think it was a big step forward for our defense to understand that if we play together, we just keep doing it and keep sticking with it, because we just played the same. I bet we didn't call 3 different calls all game against them. And so we stick with it. It'll continue to come together.
Is it fair to say the offense got a little conservative in the second half?
No, I just think, and Kyle said it. He didn't have his greatest day. He missed some throws, and he knows that, and so we'll figure out what that is, whether it was whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't know what was going on with him, but he missed a few throws today, and I know he's, kicking himself because he knows he left a lot of points out there.
3 yards, which turns out to be the winning score.
And that's, like I said, that's the name of the game. As long as I got more than you got at the end of the game, I'll take it how we can get it.
Trey's yards, I mean, he ends up with 107, and he was limping when he came in here. Those are 107 tough yards that he got. I don't think, he was taking some stuff, and his strength and leg strength that people don't realize, he's getting 4 or 5 when technically a lot of guys would get 2 or 1 out of those runs. He earned all 107 of those, would you say?
He's a special kid. I mean, I've been doing this for 21 years, coaching ball. And I can honestly say I don't know if I've had a complete back, if I've been around a complete one like he is, because he can run the ball, he can pick up pressures, and he can catch the ball. And so, I mean, if we had to, we can put Trey out at the wide receiver. He'd probably be just as effective as he is, in the backfield. And so he's a special kid, and he's a strong kid, and he works at it. It's just not his – he has the talent, but he works at it. I mean, if we went pound for pound, he's probably the strongest kid we have pound for pound. Trey is a 500-plus pound squatter. But he's just a special kid. He understands what we need him to do, and he gets it and he works hard at it.
What's it feel like to be 3-1? That's kind of nice.
It's awesome, man. I mean, but for me, I have to keep myself grounded in the sense that you can enjoy this for another few hours, and then Eastern Washington's coming up next. So it does. It feels great because we hadn't been here before. So it is a great thing. And
is this your best start here? Is 3-1 the best?
Yeah, I think last year we were 2-2 or something like that. So it does. It feels good, and I think our kids are starting to understand it's not about anybody else but us, and that's what I told them yesterday. I think last week, and it starts with me, I had too much focus on CSU, what we need to do to them, and it just instead of focusing on what we need to do ourselves, no matter what they do. And so, we just went back to that. And if our guys understand that, if everybody's just doing their 111th and we just focus on us and not who we're playing, we'll win a lot of games.
When they're moving the ball, the third quarter we could have all fallen asleep. But the fourth quarter, when they're moving NAU's moving the ball down the field, they get down there at first and goal. I mean, I know as somebody, I mean, you're a defensive guy, but you're thinking, what are we going to do if this happens? And I mean, you can sit there and say, well, they'll probably get something out of this. Well, are you doing this when you see the fumble?
You know what? No. Well, here's was my thought process, because I just have that much confidence in our offense. If they go down there and score, we're going to find a way to score. I believe that all day. And so we come up with the fumbles. It's great, because now you got that cushion in there. And when we, John sitting up there in the box in the first half, when we scored a touchdown, we're up 20-10. We needed that 11th point to put us up by two. Put us up by two scores. And so I just have the confidence that when it's needed, our guys are going to come up with the play. And I'm talking about offensively, if it would have, and because I hadn't seen it out of our defense yet until this game, that you let them get down there and you stuff them, in the red zone, for the most part, 2 times in a row. And so, but I really wasn't anxious when that was happening, because in my mind, I'm like, all right, if they do get us on this one, we still up. Our offense is going to go down and score some points, and we'll go up again. And that's just because when they're on, I don't know too many teams that can stop us. But today, we were off a little bit, and the defense stepped up. And so it was, like I said, it was an awesome team win.
Were you surprised they didn't go for 3 on that first long possession? They didn't kick a field goal and figure now they can come back and just get a touchdown?
I think they're struggling a little bit with it. It's just like the kickoff guy. Last year they had the luxury. Yeah, the guy was kicking the ball out the back of the end zone, and they got 2 freshman kickers now, So I just think it was kind of one of those deals, to where he figured his offense and pull him out better than he would taking a chance kicking a field goal. So.
Not to take anything away from Blake Kemp, but he had, his completion percentage is pretty high, but he's not the other guy.
No, he's not. And I think, it's when you got a guy that's taking probably 95% of the reps with some of those guys, he's probably going to take more chances. I'm pretty sure we would have saw more deep balls, if Kukas was in there. But I could flip it and say the same thing. They're playing with their backup, so are we.
Right.
They both become starters now, and you got to step up and get the job done.
Let's talk. Going on the road's tough anyway. You got to do it twice now. That's nothing you do about it, but that's a big task, back-to-back road games.
Yeah, but here's where I am with it. We understand this conference is one of the best. It's tough from top to bottom. And if you're going to move into the position where you consider yourself, to get yourself at the tops of the conference, to do what you got to do, everybody has those back-to-backs on the road. And so for us, this is the next step for us. Can we go on the road back-to-back and get wins there. You know, starting with the one that's coming up. You know, you're going into a tough environment at Eastern Washington. You know, Bo's gonna have them ready to go.
You played well there in the past, a couple times.
Yeah, we've played well. I mean, we've typically played pretty decent against Eastern Washington, even before I got here. To be honest with you, because the year they won the national championship, I watched the game on TV and they should have won. You know, the running back got loose at the end of the game, but it's just kind of one of those deals, man. We understand whether you're at home or on the road. The Big Sky is tough. You know, we've been on the road enough that we know how to handle ourselves on the road, and our boys we'll get them ready and go get it done.
Excuse me for not knowing. Where's the second one?
Davis, UC Davis.
That's
Yep.
not Eastern Washington.
It's
I mean, they're all tough.
It's the Big Sky, man. I mean, it's like last year, you know. You just never know. We go out and UC Davis beats NAU, and then NAU comes back here and we blow us out there, and then we, you know. So it don't matter. It's the Big Sky. So you got to be ready week in and week out, no matter whether it's the 13th team or the number 1 team.
Want to know? Sure seems like you should have played more Big Sky games by now, but.
But we only played one less than everybody else.
Yeah, it just seems kind of weird, but I'm sure, you know, 1-0, you'll take the one and build from there.
Yeah, we got to play them as they give them to us, you know. And so we happened to get the bye week 4, and so we took it and we run with it, you know. And we've typically played good, you know, coming out of bye week. Last year we came out of bye week, played UC Davis, and so now it's you know, we just got to continue to take those steps to be better as a football team. And you know, we'll enjoy this one tonight. We'll come in tomorrow and get the film watched and check it out, and then we'll go straight to Eastern Washington.
We chatted before, and you said how a certain group, I think it's pretty much your redshirt juniors,
Sophomores.
have
Yep.
taken over this team.
Yep.
And is today a good example of the maturity level of this team?
Yeah, I mean it's you know it's a slow process, but it's coming, and I just like the leadership on our team because it's just not the older guys, you know, that are leaders. It's the older ones, the younger ones. They're sprinkled all over the place, and when you get that, peer pressure is the best resource you can have when it comes down to a football team. You know, we got guys coming up in practice. I was bringing it up, and I got after them a little bit this week because we didn't have a great day of practice. I forget what day it was. I don't know, Kobe maybe remember what day I made him run, Tuesday, and coming up afterwards, I saw like friends, close friends, getting after each other, and that's what you want. You're holding each other accountable, and so you know once you get that to know you got something going there.
I'm looking at defense here, and Newsom came here, and I wish I'd known he had 14 tackles. I'd have had him stay. He had a happy game. This young kid here is probably the best game he's played. He was around the football after a while.
He's going to be a special kid. I mean, Marshawn has, you know, if you watch his high school film, he has Marshawn probably could be just as good a receiver as he is a DB because he has unbelievable ball skills, and he can jump out the gym. And so, and Newsom just, you know, we got Newsom in here, man. Newsom played for Bresky, so it's kind of funny. You know, he played for Bresky at Eastern Washington. He's a walk-on at Washington State, I mean. And then he comes here, so we tell some stories back and forth. But every once in a while, you just get a football player, and that's what he is. He's just a football player. He'll play. Last year, he played last half of the season with hip pointers and all kinds of stuff. And he's just one of them throwback. Don't matter what he's going through, he's going to give you everything he has.
It seems like in a sense too. I mean, Singleton's taking those young kids and still latch on, and I'll show you. And I think now you're 3 games into the season. I think you're starting to see that. They're kind of taking his lead. Are they not?
It's funny because you know time goes by so fast now. Singleton's the grandpa of the group, so to speak, you know, and it's like, wow, you know, time went by pretty fast. But he got elected captain, man, and I mean, he's always been that guy you can count on. You know, he was going to not be in any trouble. He was going to do what he has to do, and he graduated in December,
right.
You know, and he's close to getting his master's degree. But if you know his mama, you know why he is the way he is. Yeah. She don't play, and you know, she's an awesome lady, and she raised a good one, and he has taken the reins of, you know, getting those guys to understand, and he wants to know everything back there so he can get them lined up if he has to get us going in the right direction.
Yeah, I got just a couple of questions. So starting 3-1, how do you keep your team humble? You know, going into some games, they're going to be, you know, you don't want to walk in there saying that we've already won, so you have to feel so how do you keep them humble?
Man, I got enough guys here that were with me the first 4 years, that they understand. They understand that it's a process, and if you're looking toward the end, that's how you get yourself caught up. So it's a process. It's a game at a time. It's a road game at a time, a home game at a time, a practice at a time. And so we got enough here that we're here during those days where we just didn't have a chance, And so those guys get it. And I'm not going to let them, get their heads too big because, like I said, in this conference, man, you just never know what's going to happen. So we have to keep, as Coach Cummings would say, our special teams coordinator, don't drop the hammer. Keep pounding. Don't drop it. Keep going. And like I said, I think we got our leadership on our team won't allow that to happen, I don't think.
It might be a little hard to narrow down, but what do you think is the one positive you take away from this game? What's the one negative that you want to work on the most?
Well, obviously the positive is winning the game. But outside of that, I think you saw a defense gain confidence today. And it's week in and week out, but you saw them gain confidence. You saw our defensive coaching staff gain confidence. The negative piece is, and it's not really a negative, but it's just about understanding why, we were faltering. We're trying to score points and things like that. But again, and the other negative is always going to be for me to tackling, because I promise you we probably had about 20 missed tackles, in this game, especially on the screen plays, getting off blocks, things like that. So that'll be something we'll work on really hard this week when we get people that want to screen us, is getting off the block at that first level so it don't get to the second level.
That's all I got. Thanks.
Appreciate it.